Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, Healing with Maridel. Thank you so much for joining me today as we continue to grow in faith through the reading of God's holy word. So, today's Bible reading is from Matthew chapter 14. It's a powerful chapter that reminds us of God's compassion, provision, and power. In this chapter, we witness Jesus feeding the 5,000 and walking on water, showing us that nothing is impossible when we place our trust in Him. As we begin, may the Lord calm every fear, strengthen your faith, and fill your heart with peace and hope through His word today. Let us open our hearts to receive His presence and guidance. So let's go. Okay, so let's read Matthew chapter 14. I'm not sure why I'm feeling this, but I'm feeling dizzy. I was okay a while ago. Anyway, let's start. When Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee, heard about Jesus, he said to his advisors, "This must be John the Baptist raised from the dead. That is why he can do such miracles." For Herod had arrested and imprisoned John as favor to his wife, Herodias, the former wife of Herod's brother Philip. John had been telling Herod, "It's against God's law for you to marry her." Herod wanted to kill John, but he was afraid of a riot because all the people believed John was a prophet. But at the party for Herod, Herodias' daughter performed a dance that greatly pleased him. So he promised with a vow to give her anything she wanted. At her mother's urging, the girl said, "I want the head of John the Baptist on a tray." Then the king regretted what he had said. But because of the vow he had made in front of his guests, he issued the necessary orders. So John was beheaded in the prison, and his head was brought on a tray and given it to the girl, who took it to her mother. Later, John's disciples came for his body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus what had happened. As soon as Jesus heard the news, he left in the boat to a remote area to be alone. But the crowds heard where he was headed and followed on foot from many towns. Jesus saw the huge crowd as he stepped from the boat, and he had compassion on them and healed their sick. That evening the disciples came to him and said, "This is a remote place and it's already getting late. Send the crowds away so they can go to the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus said, "That isn't necessary. You feed them." "But we have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish," they answered. "Bring them here," he said. Then he told the people to sit down on the grass. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up toward heaven and blessed them. Then breaking the loaves into pieces, he gave the bread to the disciples, who distributed it to the people. They all ate as much as they wanted, and afterward the disciples picked up 12 baskets of leftovers. About 5,000 men were fed that day, in addition to all the women and children. Immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake. While he sent the people home, after sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!" But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him. You really are the Son of God, they exclaimed. After they have had crossed the lake, they landed at Gennesaret. When the people recognized Jesus, the news of his arrival spread quickly throughout the whole area, and soon people were bringing all their sick to be healed. They begged him to let the sick touch at least the fringe of his robe, and all who touched him were healed. So that is our Matthew chapter 14. Okay, so Matthew chapter 14 teaches us to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus even in the middle of life's storms. So just like Peter, diba? He began to sink when he focused on the waves and the wind. So we can also become overwhelmed when we focus more on our problems. So let's just focus on God. Let's just trust Jesus completely. He gives us strength, peace, and courage to keep moving forward. So declare with me. I declare that my faith is stronger than my fears. I will keep my eyes on Jesus, trust his plans, and walk confidently knowing that God is with me through every storm. So thank you so much for joining me in this Bible reading today. So thank you so much for being here in our channel, Healing with Maridel. So I pray that today's Bible reading encouraged your heart, and strengthened our faith. So please, if this touched your heart, please don't forget to like, follow, and share, so that we will be able to touch more souls and be able to encourage more people to begin their journey to knowing more Jesus and our Lord God. So my goal is to be able to create a community in the future and be able to touch more souls like mine that is currently and who would want to heal. And so that's it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really do hope that you can also follow me on I don't know how YT. Are you familiar? Well, anyway, I have a channel there. It's just the same name, and I hope you can still you can also watch videos there. So thank you so much, and have a great day. God bless us.